We're back in Disneyland. I say the original because this is the one that Walt Disney himself oversaw and had most influence and input into the park. This was formerly known as the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. It's now been rethemed as the Tarzan's Treehouse. It's a walk-around attraction that will probably be more favoured by the children, but I guess families will also enjoy it too. This particular one was the first to be opened way back in 1962, and you'll also be able to find similar at the Magic Kingdom in Florida, Disneyland Paris and Hong Kong Disneyland. It takes us through this cleverly complex structure that takes you up in and around the gigantic replica of the real thing. And I say replica because it's actually made of concrete and steel structures. That's the tree, not what we're walking on. I find it quite fascinating where it's just one long path that you follow along, and it stands at 70 feet high and with a width span of 80 feet. The original Swiss Family Robinson film that this attraction was taken from starred John Mills, who played the father. Well, he actually came to the opening of this, as well as his daughter Hayley. It initially looked like the actual apartments within its branches were made from an old shipwreck, and anything else that they could find and utilise from the desert island that they were stranded on. The original leaves were an autumn orange sort of colour, and being synthetic out in the hot sun, they eventually started to fade. And so then they had a new coat of green, which has been ever since. Now, something Disney is very, very clever with, and that's mixing in real trees and foliage together with the artificial. And quite often you can barely tell them apart. And all those other trees you see outside of the attraction are actually real. It's a very well built structure, even more so than it actually looks. So this was closed in 1999 and reopened a few months later as the Tarzan Treehouse, as it is now. This is all within the heart of Adventureland, one of the themed areas of Disneyland parks. The Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World has one in its Adventureland, still known and themed as the Swiss Family, and at Disneyland Paris in their Adventureland, and that one is called Le Cabane de Robinson. The original movie was about a family that was travelling on a ship to New Guinea and then found that pirates were on the tail of the ship, which in order to get away from them went straight into a dreadful storm. And the captain, together with all the crew, literally abandoned the ship, and the Robinsons found themselves marooned on this island. And then they salvaged what they could from the shipwreck and anything else they could find. It doesn't just stop there because the pirates return and there's all sorts of mayhem and tension that makes a good film. So now it's the Tarzan Treehouse. and there's also a theming of this in the Hong Kong Disneyland. The Disney animated movie of Tarzan was released in 1999, and that's when the new theming you see here took shape and opened up to the guests again. Almost back down into Adventureland again. In this section you have the Jungle Cruise, the Indiana Jones ride, the Tiki Birds, which is an audio animatronic show, and several other attractions as well. Well, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the walk around in this little area. Don't forget to subscribe and be up to date with all my new uploads of similar things. And I'll see you all very soon on YouTube.
The jungle. You guys have photographs?